In the months before the midterms, Republicans and Democrats were remarkably aligned on one clear priority: banning members of Congress, aka themselves, from trading individual stocks.
It has the likes of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Kevin McCarthy on the same side.
We need to bring trust back to this institution.
We have to be able to assure the American people that they don't have to worry about if they're competing with their member of Congress's stock portfolio in order to be heard.
More than a third of members of Congress are involved in trading stocks or other financial assets. And of those who are, more than half sit on committees that could give them access to private information about the companies they're investing in. And poll after poll shows that a vast majority of Americans don't want their members of Congress thinking about their portfolios as they craft policies that could affect millions of lives.
Nothing drives people more to the edge of insanity than the conflicts of interest.
Massive conflicts of interest from our own members of Congress.
And obviously something fishy is going on when members of Congress are doing better in the stock market than Warren Buffett.
So it was a pleasant surprise when a bipartisan consensus began to form within Congress for a self-imposed ban on stock trading. Finally, Congress was doing something to hold itself accountable. Press conferences were held, bills were drafted, co-sponsors signed on, and then, despite publicly expressing her desire to hold a vote on the stock trading ban, Nancy Pelosi will soon step away from leadership empty-handed. Meanwhile, incoming Republican leader Kevin McCarthy has promised that if he's in charge, things will be different. So, will they? In the last 2 years, multiple versions of a ban on stock trading were introduced by members in both chambers, attracting a wide range of bipartisan support. But none of these bills stood a chance unless congressional leadership could get on board. In January 2022, Republican leader Kevin McCarthy was eager to tell the press that a stock trading ban would be a priority.
So McCarthy is considering new bans on members of Congress trading stocks. McCarthy clearly knows this is a good issue for him and a good issue for Republicans to be behind.
At a press conference in July, he doubled down on the promise.
This is something that we will do in the majority, putting new rules forward to make sure that you have trust in this House, knowing that people is not investing in a place that they have influence.
In the same breath, McCarthy went after Nancy Pelosi, who had initially balked at the idea.
Because this is a free market and we're a free market economy. They should be able to participate in that.
But after waves of public scrutiny about her stock trading and an uprising in her own caucus, Pelosi appeared to reverse course, eventually introducing a version of the bill in September. But that bill ultimately failed to reach the floor for a vote, opening the door for Republicans to slam Democrats on the issue in the midterms.
I saw Nancy doesn't want to ban stock trading. What the heck happened there?
She waited to the very last day to try to bring a bill forward because Paul has already made so much. That all changes in 37 days.
All right, good luck.
Because action was never taken, a stock ban was punted until the next legislative session. That means that the decision to hold another vote in the House could ultimately fall with Kevin McCarthy, who's gone silent on his stock trading pledge ever since Republicans won control of the chamber. McCarthy stands for a speaker election next year, and he's being challenged by Representative Andy Biggs on the right. A stock trading ban could be a dividing issue as more and more Republicans have claimed to champion the measure.
Stop allowing members of Congress to effectively day trade while they're voting on the stuff that could potentially enrich themselves.
How can we say that that is not something that dilutes our trust in markets and in governance when people are essentially able to bet on the outcomes that they have an ability to somewhat control?
Members of Congress have been trading stocks forever, making decisions about how to spend billions of dollars in taxpayer money, all while looking after their own portfolios on the side. At a time when Americans have almost completely lost hope that either party will work for them, members of Congress need to prove that they can be trusted. That's why a ban on stock trading is as close to a bipartisan no-brainer as you can get. If Kevin McCarthy brings it up for a vote, it could have a real chance of passing the House, and then the Senate. And President Biden, who didn't own a single stock or bond throughout his entire career in Congress, would happily sign it. It's time that members of Congress finally put their money where their mouth is, maybe in a blind trust or a mutual fund.